Hello. Okay, so some of you maybe have heard about morning basket time. And so I kind of got into that, but I also use the Abeka curriculum. I have a 4th grader, a 2nd grader, and a preschooler. So I'm going to show you a little bit of an example of how I can homeschool all 3 of them and do a morning basket. So I have 2 baskets here. I have this one, and then I also use this one, with 3 kids and a lot. So this is stuff that I try not to let them get into unless we're doing our time. So one thing we have is we made these. So this is like something to, if I'm not working on someone or they're just listening to me, and I try to have one for each of them. So we have 4 of these we just made, water, put whatever we wanted into it, and then super glued the lids. And then we have these things called boogie boards. I have one for each of my kids. They're pretty small. They come with a little pen, and you draw on it, and then you just click this button, and it clears out. So it's a lot quieter than the other kind of drawing boards where you like clink it and then it erases it. So they love doing that. And then we also use this a lot for sometimes I can use it for Luke's 2nd grade spelling words to help him practice, as long as it doesn't have double letters in it. But for Corbin, we use it. It is a puzzle. That is the alphabet puzzle, and you take it out, and we use the bottom part there to spell out our words. So that's what I can do for Luke, who's in 2nd grade, and then for Corbin, we're just working on identifying our letters. It gives something that you can hold and look at, and like puzzle-shaped things. So everyone really likes messing with that too. And then I try to have something different, something quiet. Just depends. Right now I have these buckets of little insects because we're kind of talking about insects in science for 4th grade this year right now. So I can just get these out. We can use these for counting. So a lot of Abeka is like, so you learn the number 4, now individually count 4 things out, that sort of thing. So this is good for everyone pretty much. And sometimes we use counters for multiplication and stuff for Kelly until she gets better at using that. I don't know what that did in my video. My phone's dying. And then, so I love Usborne books. We have a few. So I have a history book in here. I have a nature book. I have a book about germs. I have a book about national parks. If you can catch a theme, they're kind of like all learning style books. And then I have this book here, there, which is about how people in other countries shop at the grocery store and that sort of thing. And then we have a States and Capital book. So those are all of Usborne books. And sometimes I read those during our morning time. Other times I just have them out for the kids to look at. If I'm working with one kid, the other kids can look through a book. So then I have like my main schooling stuff in this basket. I had said in my other video, we all do the 4th grade oral exercise together. I say a sentence, they repeat it back. And then I'm doing we are actually in David right now for the Abeka series in Bible, and I like that. And we do prayer time, and then I have printed off the Abeka poems, just so I don't have to have a whole book. So I have Luke's poem for 2nd grade and Kelly's for 4th grade, and that's awesome. Everybody can hear them, but I can individually work on which kid it is. And then these are also from Usborne. We don't use them every day. They are each a nature book for their age. So like Corbin's, obviously he's 4, so that's a little bit easier than Kelly in 4th grade. So with her being in 4th grade, she can pretty much do stuff in her nature book by herself. Luke being in 2nd grade and needing a little more help requires me to kind of work through some of his with him. But I'm encouraging independent work for him right now. So, and then I like to put one of the readers in there just in case anyone gets bored. They can just work on that. And then I have these. I love these. So this is like Corbin's. I have his folders listed in here, so it's going to be all the flashcards that Abeka is going to use for the preschool stuff. So his vowels, and I can just pull that out depending on what we're working on. And then I have like his numbers as well. I have the bigger flashcards too, and then the number ones for one. He's working on 1 through 10. Then we're working on his small addition stuff. And I just have that. I know this is Corbin's. I know if I'm going to work with Corbin on something, that I can just pull it out of here. I have his pretty packed right now because we're just, you know, learning all sorts of things, being 4, almost 5. And then I have this is a printout of just tracing stuff. And that's kind of easy to hand to him or the 2-year-old that I keep during the day. It'll kind of give her something to do if she starts getting kind of bored during this time. But we do it downstairs in our playroom so she can go off and do whatever she wants. She loves just drawing on our like whiteboard while we're doing that. And the other side has the chalkboard. And then we also do a clock. And so this is just, has Braille on it because both Kelly and Luke are visually impaired. And so we also have a lot of things that are implemented in our Abeka curriculum for them. But using a clock like this is helpful. On math worksheets that have, once you get down to not doing like the main things, but you're doing each minute by minute, my kids can't tell where the hand is pointed at. So I pulled this out. Instead of using the clock worksheet for that, I set it for the exact time as on the page, and then that way they can use this to tell what time it is. Let's see, and then in Kelly and Luke's, I have their flashcards, that whatever we're working on. So I love Abeka's flashcards. I love that they are sturdy, that they are colored where we can see them, and that they're big. That's just... I have a lot of issues with Abeka having like too busy of pages and basically too much work than we can work on, and the fact that it's not big enough for us. But I will say their flashcards we love. I love their flashcards. Even their like division flashcards, they're just so nice, so big for us. So what else do I have in there? Another one of the flashcards that I love are the special sounds flashcards. They're big, and that is what we need, and that is like the most helpful for, that was like an example of like maybe like 1st, 2nd grade when you start learning the sounds in Abeka, the special sounds. And then they have even like these also, this is also Abeka. So those are their like concept cards, and I really like those, showing the dollar bill, and then they show like the penny and the quarter really big. So just all kids like things that are bigger, I think, and to be able to see them. But for my 2 kids specifically, being visually impaired, we need everything bigger. So Abeka does really good, I will say, with their flashcards. And any of the cards. So I know a lot of people probably order Abeka and they don't order the extra stuff with it. I like the extra stuff with it. I recommend it. So anyway, so those are what I have in my baskets, and those have been in there for like a couple of weeks now. And I do not do all of them. You know how it is when you have 3 kids. We just do whatever the day feels like. I start with prayer time and our Bible time, and then we just kind of go from there. If everyone's pretty chill, and maybe we'll move on to getting everyone's flashcards done. If not, we'll break up, head to our desk, or do like a break and then head to our desk for like worksheets and stuff like that. But I like to have just the opportunity where if everyone is in a great mood for learning, we can just keep going.